Focus on you. All right. So like what I was saying is that like this is what elo is this? This is high silver, mid silver,
Yeah.
something like that. Like particularly as long as your support isn't like purposefully upset that you like went ADC, and so they're trying to like make you miss last hits and stuff like that. It shouldn't really matter, particularly on Jinx. Like you might miss a bit of farm, but you probably shouldn't like I guess if they went like Draven LeBlanc bot lane, like you might have a problem, but like you really shouldn't have like a major issue if you just I mean like you won't get kills obviously, but you can just kind of farm up on Jinx.
And let the tilt begin.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this off directed camera. Okay, so right away, you leashed. They didn't. That's the big thing. Did they leash? Yeah, I guess they leashed slightly faster. So the first thing to notice is that Thresh has Targons. Leona has Targons. Because Thresh is a range support, he doesn't get the execute from it, which means that Leo is going to be able to execute the first couple melee minions faster than Thresh can. And the other thing is that Graves can use his Q to deal damage to multiple minions, which means that they're in favor of hitting level 2 before you guys do. So you have to quickly, so for one, you start mini-gunning everything that you can as fast as possible. And then you see what Thresh is doing. Now a good Thresh support will usually take Flay at level 1 so that they get more damage from their auto attacks. And then they'll even go so far as to flay some of these minions. But if you see that he's not doing that, then you have to be counting out in your head 6 minions, that's the entire first wave, and then the 3 melee minions of the next wave. That's what this team needs to get level 2. That's what both sides need to get level 2. So you want to see how quickly you can get these minions down. Even like if you don't get perfect CS, it's better to get 4 CS here and kill all the minions faster than them than to get 6 CS and then have them kill these minions faster. Just because, particularly in this matchup with Leo and Graves, once they hit level 2, they can all-in kill you. So, minigun as much as possible and then wait to see what Thresh is doing. Okay, so like right here is where, okay, so you switch to rocket, that's good. So I would rocket this entire wave. And you really didn't need to move back because you're going to get hit by that anyways, but it's fine. Yeah, just keep rocketing here. Okay, so like right away you've missed like a couple opportunities to auto attack, which means that what you want to do is you want to put your ward in this bush right away. And you want to do this sooner because Leo, if she knows how to auto attack reset, she can kill your ward before it disappears if she's already in this bush. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to give up bush control to her at level 2, because then you'll get zoned from like a ton of XP and also zoned from gold. So like right away you want to put a ward like in this bush since it's safe. Okay. So these guys are silver bot lane, so they don't understand the value of getting level 2. So they haven't shoved this as fast as possible, which means that because it's fairly even right now, if you want to secure the level 2, you switch to rockets and you just start rocketing like the back line. And it doesn't matter if you hit these people, and it doesn't matter if you even take some poke. You just want to start rocketing the back line as fast as possible. Okay, so we've discussed before standard ADC positioning. So these are the melee minions right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I clear this? It's Alt 6. Okay, so melee minions generally stand here. 1, 2, 3. These ones are going to aggro slightly differently just because of how they aggro. So the caster minions are back here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Graves has to stand right here to see us. You get to stand over here to see us, these ones. Okay. So if you move beyond this box right here, you're taking a aggressive stance here. So you have to be careful because this has to be some sort of calculated effort on part of both you and Thresh. And the problem here is that Thresh isn't there to back you up. Because if Leo decides to, like if she took Zenith Blade and she decides to Zenith Blade you here, Graves can follow up with like a Q auto attack and you'll lose the trade. So this is a very, very aggressive stance to take. And I don't think that this risk is actually worth taking because you can stand back here and like rocket the this way, or you can even stand right here and then rocket here. But walking over here basically is communicating that you want to all in. And because you don't actually know how much you can trust this Thresh, that's a bad idea. And second of all, he's not really in the position to back you up on this all-in. So just know that when you move out of this box here, particularly against a really strong early game lane like a Leona lane, that you're kind of committing to an all-in. And this might not be the fight that you want.
The question is, so you're wanting me to stay in the box area near where the minions are at. The problem I see with that is that if Leona decides to jump on me because she can Zenith Blade me through the minions, how can I run backwards like in order to get away from that? Should I just like stay?
Okay.
If she tries to get, if she gets near the front wave on their side, should I get behind the caster minions?
What you do is you stand right here if you're trying to CS these minions right here. And what you do is you take out your minigun. And the counterplay to Leona walking up is that she will get in range, that you switch immediately to your rocket and you auto attack her twice. And you will get 2 auto attacks off before she can reach you. And by that point you'll be back here. If she lands her Zenith Blade perfectly, she'll end up back here. And what's more important is that Graves will only have time to walk up to here. So maybe he's able to get like a Q off on you, maybe, but that's what your support's for.
So I should, okay, so let me see.
So basically,
so like if let's say that like Leona was in the bush, was in the bush right now, would my position be in a good spot?
No. Basically, if she was in the bush, and this is why I said that I would instantly ward this side, is that if she wasn't here, and if she was like right here, right now, you would have to stay all this area in here, all this area, you can't stand. That all becomes, they can all in and they can kill you. So like if you walk anywhere inside of this, and like, okay, so maybe not quite like right here, that's probably safe, but like right here is like, anyways, yeah. Basically, you have to get zoned from this entire wave. And if I was playing Leona, I would walk all the way up here and try to instantly all in Thresh, or potentially all in you.
And so like, what if she was in her side of the bush? Would that be a good spot?
This bush right here?
Yeah.
No, you would just want to stand here, and then as soon as she walks out, you watch for these things, and you switch from minigun, you switch to rocket, and then you auto attack her. She walks up, you auto attack her as you're moving backwards, and then maybe, and
basically keep like a straight line so you can get back to your turret.
Yeah. Basically, she would have to walk up beyond this line to try to be able to eat you. And that's what Thresh is for. And also, if she does that, she starts taking damage from these minions.
Okay.
And there's no way for Graves at this level to follow up until he takes his own E for some sort of gap close.
So the position I'm at under any circumstance at the moment is offensive, meaning I want to try to kill the Graves. Okay.
Yeah. And like if you're playing Ezreal, right? Ezreal is really good at taking these offensive stances because he can poke, right?
Yeah.
But he also has his arcane shift to like get away.
Yeah, so
And
he has the
yeah.
room to like move into the offensive positions because
Yeah.
he can E back in. Okay,
And this
so
is honestly why Ezreal's like a more difficult ADC, particularly during the laning phase, is because if you have high enough skill, you can land quite a bit of harass and then not get punished for it. Jinx has a decent amount of like trading power in lane, but she's not good like in an all-in, particularly since she got nerfed and her auto attack speed is much less below level 11 from
okay.
her minigun. So, anyways, I'm just trying to like help you
So you
realize.
think I'm playing Ezreal, playing Jinx kind of like Ezreal and not by accident?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
And
catching on.
I mean, she is kind of powerful, but she's like particularly versus this lane. This is a super aggressive stance, and even if you wanted to like harass these people, the much safer aggressive stance is to walk right here because your rocket auto attack range will be something like this if you stand there.
Okay, I see now.
And then at least this way, these minions will aggro if they attack you. Like if Leo walks past these minions and then start to attack you, these minions will at least start to deal damage. And if Graves chooses to Q, these minions will take the damage first, so that by the time that it gets to you, you'll take less damage.
Okay,
So if you want to get aggressive and stand here and start queuing the back wave, which is what I would do, that's what I would do. I would walk right here if you want to get aggressive.
well,
Here,
right now at the moment because Leona's right there.
well, I would. Okay, so this is standard positioning right here. This is aggressive positioning. This right here, this is all in position.
Okay, I got it. Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense. What about the bush position?
So like if you walk over here,
Yeah,
well, okay, so like let's
is
assume
that kind of
they
the same
didn't have a
concept
ward.
as offensive positions?
Well, so the thing about the bush positioning is that you have a better way to retreat because you can stop auto attacking and you can move back here and these minions are closer. So if you wanted to, you could stand right here and then you could like cue the wave, but you could but you could accomplish the same thing by standing here.
Okay.
So the only reason that you would stand here is, let's say Thresh was like right here. Okay. And like I will sometimes do this like as Jinx, that I will try to push the wave, and then let's say that I'm pushing it hard because I think that I can get level 2, and this Thresh is actually like a good Thresh player. I will stand right here like as Jinx, and then I will hit level 2. And then as soon as I hit level 2, I am going to take traps. And then immediately I'm going to move in, swoop in, Thresh will swoop in, we're going to all end. Okay? So there are some
That's
reasons
if you
to
have
like
the
stand
lead.
here. Yeah. So that kind of doesn't apply here, and you probably shouldn't expect like your silver 2, silver 1, maybe even silver 5. I don't even know what the elo was in this game. Thresh player to like understand all that.
It's silver. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of have to judge who your support is, how good they are, but you're taking a very aggressive stance in a lane, and you probably don't want to. And I'm not saying like this is completely all your fault, because when you play against a lot of people, that like I guarantee that the bot lane that you're playing against doesn't know everything that I just talked about. So they might fuck it up, and they might mess up, and maybe you get away with like harassing them right here. And so then you never get a chance to learn that actually what this means when you walk here is XYZ because you're never punished for it. But then you can't ever progress to a certain point because you develop all these kind of bad habits that better players later on can basically exploit. And then you're like, well, I don't know why I died there because it's been working for me.
So basically, it's playing with bad players and it's not picking up the way you should be playing, and so this is like a plat strat right now.
Yeah, well, this is like a very aggressive strat, yeah. So,
All right, so there's no reason since I'm in lane with random, I should not like go into the aggressive part of the lane at all.
I wouldn't do it, no.
Okay,
Unless you have like really good reason to it.
unless there's a really good reason. Okay.
And then, like I said, like if they didn't have a ward here, you could take aggressive stance here and be safer.
Because during this time, you can tell I was trying my best to like stay on the opposite side, like you said, whenever there's like a Leona.
Okay, so just so that like I know that I'm repeating myself, but when the melee ones die, the standard ADC positioning is right here. Now Leo is sitting in this bush, which means that if you want to take a aggressive trade stance, you can walk up to here and then attack Graves. But you have to keep an eye out on Leo, because if she moves up to here, then you have to move back immediately, and then you have to switch to Rock, and you have to auto attack, move backwards. So as long as you're okay with doing that and walking kind of that fine line where if you mess up you can get engaged on, that's completely fine. But standing right here doesn't really accomplish anything.
That's basically pushing it.
It's probably something that I would do, like if I was playing Jinx. So it's not bad. It's a different playstyle though, but I would walk up to here. Now, again, the other problem with this is then you're more vulnerable to getting ganked.
Yeah.
But I would move back here, particularly since Thresh is here. Just like move back, finish CSing. These guys aren't going to hit level 2 first because they didn't really try. And just let Leo sit like in this bush. Okay, so the wave's going to reset down here. Okay, that's good. A ward got in this bush. If Leo could potentially play this more aggressively and try to stay in here and then kill the ward when it's dropped, knowing that Thresh would probably fight for it, in which case she could try to engage and like force an all in, but that's kind of a higher level strat. Okay, so right now you are in somewhat of a bad spot, because if the wave, like if these minions would normally be like right here, like but these minions haven't gotten there yet. So the wave hasn't reset yet, which means there's only 3 minions here that will hurt them if they choose to all in, and you're within Leona's auto. I mean, like you're within her Zenith Blade range. So if they wanted to, they could engage on you right here. And Thresh, isn't in flay range to stop the E. He can only try to flay her away once she's already engaged. And Graves has probably taken his E or his quick draw, level 2, which means that he can instantly get to here, which is in range to Q you, and it's very close to his auto attack range. So what I would do is either walk up here if you want to be aggressive and then try to Q this wave, or simply walk back here and wait for the minions to reset to this point and then take up standard lane positioning. Okay, so she instantly goes all in, which is exactly kind of what I would do like in this situation. And Thresh is gonna miss, or I think he's gonna miss the fight, but like he can't really do much here. Okay, he does it. So like immediately, what you would want to do is you would want to go into rocket stance, and then move back, and then auto attack, and then if Leona moves forward, that's when you move forward with your rockets. Basically, think of how you basically always want to trade using your rockets, and you want to CS with your minigun.
Okay.
Because they could have punished you guys way more, but these guys really weren't that coordinated. And then he hooks, and that's not going to accomplish anything. Leo's getting really aggressive. So yeah, so again, like if you had your rockets up during this, then you could have rocketed him, then you could have rocketed Leona, and then you could have rocketed her again, and if you auto attack move forward, you could rocket her like a 3rd time. Or you would auto attack her here, you would auto attack her here, and then if Graves walked up to try to help her, then you could auto attack Graves.
Okay.
But in this situation, you want your rockets up, and this is Jinx's best trading tool. Because like at this elo, this ADC will not back up this support oftentimes. So what you can do is you can get 3 auto attacks, maybe even a 4th auto attack onto Leo, and then she'll be super behind.
Rocket, you mean?
And this is honestly like how you win these lanes at this elo, is you basically punish the fact that these people will not be coordinated. So you can basically choose to pick on one person. Okay, so there's one. So he did move up. So you could have queued him, but that's fine. Okay, so standing right in this area is good. Okay, so hang on. Let's go back. So this was good up until... So what you want to be really careful about is what you do when lanes are resetting, i.e. like this wave is pretty much dead. So these minions are going to move forward and it's going to reset when like these minions meet it. And during that time, you want to be careful because that's the time when the other team can choose to all in. So right here, all that you have to do is you walk from here to where the your next line will be, which will be right here. That's all you have to do because you're not going to miss any of this CS. There is no CS to miss here. None whatsoever. All you have to do is walk from here to here and just wait. That's all you have to do. Particularly because you just use your W, you can't even poke with your W. So if you stay right here, there's pretty much nothing to be gained. And you're only opening yourself up to Leo trying to engage on you. Yeah, see, like right here, she's looking to engage on you. So you just have to walk back to here. And if you were back here, then you could, like, you know, cue her with your auto attack for some harass. Okay. The other thing is that when you see Leo go to ward, this is where you switch to rocket form and you start attacking Graves. Because not only will this push the wave, but it'll deal damage on him. And yeah, he'll probably queue you back, but he can't all in because there's two of you and there's one of him and he's only level 2. So switch from your minigun to your rocket and start, and you want to keep attacking up until Leo gets to right here. When Leo gets to right here, then you stop.
Okay. This is gonna take practice.
Yep. Okay, so standing right in this area, if she was standing right here, she can Zenith Blade to you.
Yeah, that's why I stay away from that wall whenever she's sitting right there and I know she is.
Yeah, so just kind of stay like just right in the center. Okay, that's a bit risky trying to poke her there. That's fine. So again, just wait for the wave to reset. I would honestly try to get a ward like in this bush if you had it, because then she can't take an aggressive stance in this bush. And right here you should switch to your rocket and you should be attacking. Okay. Because like, yeah, so like you got a couple autos and that's fine. But if you switched like immediately to your... No, that's not gonna hit. So don't use your W to poke. Your W is used to either help you get CS that you are normally going to miss, particularly under tower, or it's there to either disengage, or you use it after you've already auto attacked a couple times and they're trying to walk out of your auto attack range. That's the ideal time to try to use your W, because otherwise you use a lot of mana, and honestly that mana is better spent on when
they're trying to walk out of auto attack range.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So like how like the general Jinx trade goes is, let's say you're right here, right? And Leo's walking up here because she wants to, you know, get one of her target's procs off. What you do is you auto attack. So you auto attack her once.
Well, when you say auto attack, you mean rocket, right?
Yeah. You switch to your rocket and you auto attack Q her. She walks back. You auto attack Q her. She tries to walk back out of range, and that's when you W her.
Okay.
Because when people are walking away from you, they generally walk like in a straight line. And so you'll have the best chance of hitting them with your W. So oftentimes as Jinx, if you're trying to win a trade and someone's walking away, particularly like either the ADC or basically like the support, is you want to auto attack twice with your rocketed Q, and then you want to follow it up with your W. And if you're able to land the W, then you can land another auto attack Q on them. And if you do that, that does a lot of uncontested damage.
And as soon as I'm done with that, I get behind the minion wave again.
Yep.
There we have.
Yep, and you just go back to where it's safe. Basically, you're just trying to like win the incremental trade, and you're trying to farm up.
Basically,
and Jinx is really good at that. And if Thresh is able to land like a really good hook, you have the ability to throw down your traps and try to all in them. Basically, Jinx is you are able to poke like Caitlyn, only that it costs mana. And then you're basically Vayne when it comes to auto attacking with your minigun. So you're a bit of a hybrid between Vayne and Caitlyn, only you have traps that are better. So all this is pretty good. I would watch. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so again, watch out when the wave resets, because that's when Leos like to try to go in and force it all in.
Puny Graves does no damage at this level.
Okay, that was good, because you was walking up. You can do that. That's fine to do. Yeah, so again, I would just stay back here. But you also could have harassed Graves a little bit, because Leo walked away, but it's okay to just play safe as Jinx because you outscale Graves really hard.
Isn't like Graves used to be played constantly? No, he's not.
His early game damage got toned down.
That was crazy as fuck. I remember that.
Well, it still is. Like, he still has all of his previous burst. Like, when he gets BF Sword, he is really strong. Okay, he walked a little bit too forward there, but that's fine. Yeah, just wait for the minion wave to reset. Because if these guys were more aggressive, if they all end you, they would kill you. Like, assuming that they had similar skill to you and that you both played optimally, they would win. Okay, so when you see that Leo misses her Zenith Blade, switch to your rocket and then just harass her as much as possible. The same is true with like a Morgana that misses like her Q.
I probably would have did that there, but Thresh was a little far back. That's why I didn't do that.
But the only thing that Graves can do is that he can quick draw Q you, and you're fine because you have full HP.
Coming up is when I get all in because I'm in a bad spot.
Okay.
That's when the snow
Okay, so like right here, Graves. Okay, so standard positioning is.
At this time, I didn't know he was actually walking back.
That's
he
fine.
didn't ping or anything.
Standard positioning is where the casters would normally be if the melee's right here. So that's like right here. Okay, and you can hit this cannon if you stand right here.
When can I like start denying them if I'm ahead?
Well, for one, you have to have your support in lane. It's really hard to deny them as Jinx unless you win like a lot of early trades, but they're pretty much full HP and you're pretty much full HP and they win that battle. Like, unless you somehow majorly outplay them and they mess it up, they win that all in. So you just have to respect that fact. Like, you have to just respect certain matchups. Like if you had, let's say, like if you had like a Morgana and you were Misfortune, you could totally get super aggressive with them there. But particularly when your support is away, you just move back. That's all you do. And you want to move back to standard.
Even if I
ADC
miss
position.
CS?
Yeah, even if you miss CS. That's just part of
Aside
bot
from
lane.
Wing him once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could actually move all the way back to here and still hit this with your W.
Yeah.
So just stand here. That's all you have to do.
I wish they'd ping whenever they're leaving, though. I noticed he left like a few seconds after.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just one of those things that you just want to constantly be looking at. I even go so far as to look at other lanes. because like I'll use the F keys and like I'll just look around the map when I can. But just really pay attention to this, and pay attention that when you see Leona walking up towards you, you have to be like, okay, where's my support? Is there jungler here? Like, you have to be thinking about all these things. Because why is she moving up? Is she moving up simply because she wants to get her targets off on this? If that's the case, I'm going to switch to rocket, auto attacker, move backward, auto attacker, move backward, kind of thing. So, but you have to be really conscious of like Leona moving up on you, because it looks like she's going to either try to go for the targets or she's going to try to all in you. Or possibly both.
I think this is a... Is this it? I think so. Yes, this looks like it's about it.
And then you kind of got minion... Oh, okay, so you went for the... Oh, so she didn't actually E you, which she could have.
Yeah.
She just went for the target's proc. Okay. But she could have easily forced that all in there.
Yeah. Somewhere in here in the next, like, second is when... Actually, it's after level 6. So once I hit level 6 is when I'm in a bad spot. And...
Again, when you move up, like, right here. We're just going to, like, diagram this chart right here. So... Well, that's actually really bad. This. Right here. This is, like, a very dangerous zone to be in. Standing right here is fine. Standing here. Standing here. Even standing here is fine. To a certain extent, even standing here is fine. Okay? But these red areas, you do not want to stand versus Leo Graves.
I'm in a good spot right at the moment.
Yeah, so like right here is fine. You moved up slightly to here. And so you're kind of like toying with the edge. And like you've been in a couple spots where Leo probably could have all in you, like if she was like a more aware support. So just be like very conscious about when you're getting close to these danger zones. Okay, this is good. You're waiting. Okay, so like you're firing your rocket, but you're waiting for this wave to reset, which is good because you're at most you're going to miss one CS and probably not even that. So yeah, so this is.
I think I hit Xerath in lane. Yeah, I did. All right, coming up. This is when I'm going to die. It's when it pushes up. I know it's in the middle here, so.
Yeah, so like right here,
I already know
again,
I fucked this one up.
The lane is resetting. Just walk back. You will not miss any CS if you just walk back to here and wait for these ones to die.
I should not give any fucks if Graves gets the CS.
Yeah, no, let him CS. That's fine. Like, you're playing Jinx. You're not supposed to deny CS. You're, like, praying that you go even. Like, if you go even, you'll take that every single time. Like in terms of CS, because you just outscale him so hard.
Is there any champions in this game I don't outscale as a Jinx?
Vayne can duel, and she has a different role during team fights, but she scales very, very, very hard.
I still like playing Miss Fortune versus Vayne 1v1. It's really fun because I usually win.
You can have a lot of burst. It really depends on how fed Vayne is. If Vayne's not able to hit you into like any sort of condemn, Vayne will oftentimes lose to the burst of Misfortune just because of the impure shot stack. But
yeah.
But eventually, like at 6 items, Vayne will win that. You know, versus like a 6-item Misfortune. So just be aware of that. So Leo's taking very aggressive stance here. I will say that for the most part that you did really good during this laning phase so far. Just be prepared to give up CS on Jinx and let your opponent CS, particularly when they're playing a really aggressive combo like this, and you don't have.
And I think this is.
Thresh hasn't played poorly, but
I really messed that one up.
So right
this is
here,
where this is where I die.
He's getting really aggressive for that soul.
This is where I die right here, I think.
This is a good position to like just switch to like your rocket. And again, you have to be really careful when the wave is resetting.
Bugs everywhere. Thank you.
See, she's able to kill the ward resetting. You have to be careful.
This is where I get all in.
Okay, so she finally did it. Like this, like you've kind of been within range a bunch of times when like these waves are resetting. This is just what happens, and they're gonna win this because they're 6, and yeah, she's gonna land her stun on you. He is gonna quick draw. He is gonna RQ you.
He already did.
Yeah. Oh, he actually fucks up the combo, but that's fine. Okay, he threw his. It doesn't matter. Like he can even mess up his combo and just insta kill you pretty much. Like he like completely played his combo wrong, but it didn't matter because they just win that. That's just how that lane goes.
You want to bother watching the rest of this?
We can go through it really fast, but just but like I mean, I think that you can learn to adjust your playstyle. It's just that like you kept making certain positional mistakes over and over again up until eventually Leo all-in'd you.
Capitalized on it.
Yeah. And it may seem random to you because you're like, well, some games I get away with that, and other games I don't. And yeah, I mean, like until you get to a higher elo, that's just what's going to happen. Like sometimes they won't punish you for doing that. In some games they will. In some games that might take them a really long time to punish you for that. So let's see if the next one's similar.
This is where the tilt starts, so have fun. This is where, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was kind of, well. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah. Well, I think that might be the only thing to take away from this, because after that point they're kind of ahead, right? Yeah, and you get away. All right, I think we're gonna stop here. But hopefully, me explaining positioning, like if you just mentally go through, okay, what are the danger zones I don't want to be in? Where is the standard positioning? If I'm moving to the side and I'm taking like a aggressive stance, if I'm moving up to like take like a trading stance, why am I doing this? Is this the correct decision at the time? These are all things that you want to be running through your head.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time that you move up or move back and all stuff, that's all very calculated. Like there are reasons why you should optimally do that. So anyways, hopefully that helped.
Yep.